Hey, this is Isaac with Faro, and in this video I wanted to talk about the changing landscape of marketing as we know it, how it's changed, yet how we're still engaging with it in these same traditional old ways, and why it's not so effective anymore, and what we can do about it. So there's going to be three major shifts, and the first is going to be a lack of trust with the advertisements, like the media that is shown to the people and how it connects. In the past, there used to be much more trust. Advertising is how we found out about new products, new services, but today that isn't so much the case. And we have a lot more skepticism when it comes to authority figures, when it comes to promotions. You know, if you see something that says it's a special price or there's a discount, we now question, is that actually a discount or is that just something that they attached on at the end? So this changing dynamic of trust with advertising and advertising platforms has really shifted. The second is going to be diminishing margins when it comes to actually acquiring patients, because there's more and more advertisers than ever. Advertising platforms like Google and Meta are trying to lower the bar every day to make it easier to advertise and also to require less of a budget. You don't need an agency anymore to advertise. You can hook up a bank account or a credit card, and $5 later, you're boosting your post on Instagram and you're an advertiser. And so what's happening is a lot of other practices, a lot of dental owners are also becoming advertisers, and this increases competition. Now, if you sought to make $1,000 from a certain product or service, someone else would be willing to pay $990 to promote theirs. And so we get this race to the bottom where eventually there is no margin, and the game is won by increasing the lifetime value of each patient, which can go into into a slippery slope where we're trying to intentionally raise the value of each patient that comes through the door. It can get very tricky. And finally, the third one is going to be people actually leaving social platforms, people disengaging with it, and people turning away from having their attention fed by algorithms where they feel more like a product than they are a user of the platform. And so with these three dynamics, we see that advertising is becoming incredibly unsustainable. It's still one of the ones that work best. We have all these other options like SEO, social media, and I made a video in the past going through all the popular dental marketing strategies and why advertising is still currently the one that works best. But we see this trend of how it's becoming so ineffective that it's becoming more important than ever to wean yourself off of advertising if you're on it already, or if you're considering it, to start with a different foundation where you can leverage advertising differently. So the traditional approach, when we had good engagement, when people weren't using things like ad blocks, when there were less advertisers, it would be okay to leverage advertising to the degree that some people are right now. But in the future, I don't think this is going to be sustainable. And in the future, I think how we should be using advertising is to connect with people, to create word of mouth in the future, to connect with the right people who want dentistry done the way that you want to advertise and promote it, and then for them to spread the word about organically. So the shift is going to be to really create a practice that is worthy of having word of mouth done to, or remarkable, like worthy of being remarked upon. So we made a course for this, a free course. Check it out, it's in the description. I'm going to walk you through how to create a practice that has word of mouth built into the marketing. Because what we used to do is focus on customer experience, making sure they had a good experience, and just hope that they would spread the word of mouth. We would leverage things like reminders and maybe SMS texts, but that isn't enough. We have to understand how we position ourselves, what these people want. We have to align our touch points to be in service of those touch points, and so much so that they can't help but spread the word about us. So word of mouth marketing, it's not about just creating a good experience. That's certainly a part of it, but you have to intentionally design that part into the practice itself. So I hope you check out the course. I think you'll find it very valuable. Thanks.